I had this encounter with the Lord. I had this dream, and the Lord, I was standing basically at the doorway outside the throne room, and the door was opened, but not fully opened, and the presence and the awesomeness of God was just fearful, and that it's not like you can't bring something up in His presence. It's like there's no room for something else other than Him, right? Yeah. And as I was standing there, the one thing I think about, because it's about accessing Him, like you said, I was like, Jesus, I need to find Jesus, because that's what Jesus gives us access to. That's this awesome, holy, perfect God. You know what I'm saying? And then so he showed me Himself on the cross, Jesus. It was just an awesome thing. But then He showed me His presence where I literally got to hug Jesus. Then He showed me the throne room of God. I'm like, I'm terrified. And it's like, that's the whole thing. Jesus gave us access.
That's right.
But He is an all-powerful, and He loves us.
Yep.
While we were yet sinners, right?
That's the hardest part to understand is His love for us.
It was really hard, but when I found out Pat got saved, I thought, my goodness, would you really love it? He can't, he's listening, he can't be, he's on there, right there he is. Hey, Pat.
Hey.
What's up? So you heard
it's a
me.
Miracle. Yeah.
Pat's got a good spirit about him.
He does.
You see it in his eyes. That's the window of the soul right there, And I always try to look people right square in the eye and say, "Look, where'd you come from?" Now, let me get back to something. You said...
That's a quote from your book, but go ahead.
Go ahead and do that. It's more important.
Well, you talk about, is rub them down with oil and then beat them on the rock. There's nothing like pure eyes that come after a beating. I think we've all been through a beating.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You talked about the 70s.
Yes.
Now, this return, God's spoken to you about 70s. Now, here's what everybody's going to do. You know this. They're going to begin to look and say, oh, well, that means maybe even dress a little different. And we're dressing down now instead of doing the other. And pastors are preaching with their shirt tail out and doing all this kind of stuff, trying to look like those boys that sing, whatever that group, those brothers, all trying to look like them. And then people got to fall down and they got to be slain in the spirit and just go through these motions of how to lead the worship. How did we do it in the 70s? That's not what He's saying, I don't believe.
No, it's not. It's not.
What He's saying to you is, I want the same mentality that was in the 70s.
Yeah.
I want this freedom to not care. I didn't care what anybody thought about me. I didn't care about money. I didn't care about fame. Honestly, I'm not bragging. I never had known anything. I grew up poor, and I went to school, like I said, in the 9th grade. And so it wasn't important to me.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been more important if I had understood what I should have prepared for my wife a little better, but, giving her some faith. But now, she have anything she wants now. If I can't come up with it, I'll borrow it from somewhere.
Right.
I'll borrow it from Greg Lancaster.
Okay. Well, I wasn't even going to put, I felt the same way. And the last thing I was going to do is put my name on the ministry, but Brother Ken goes, put your name on the ministry. I'm like, oh no, the last thing I want, because my history is like your history. God saved me in the middle of the night because nobody else believed I could be saved. I was on a cruiser about 2 o'clock in the morning. And so, but that's a very humbling thing. I like the fact that you say in your book about, God doesn't hide any of His stuff. The laundry. Talk about the laundry. That's so awesome because people can't relate. That our laundry used to just all hang out on the lines.
Your daughter did a book report on that book and got a good grade on it.
Yes, she did.
I complimented her on that. She said, "You knew about that." I said, "Oh, I knew about it." Yeah.
So talk about the laundry. Remember what in your book you write about there was a day you could get in your car and you would ride by and you would see people's laundry, out on the lines and that you pretty much knew how old their clothes were, how new their clothes were, and pretty much what job they did. If you're a mechanic.
Put it in the dryer now. You don't know anything about your neighbor.
Yeah, because we hide the laundry. I never thought about that till I read your book, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. And there was something too about putting your laundry into the sun that just was a clean feeling, right? That breeze would blow, the sun would hit the laundry and kill COVID.
We had to put our mattresses out every year. Mother make put them all out there and sun them 2 days, sun this side and then that side.
Yeah. But when you gotta, I mean, you were talking about how God just doesn't hide with him.
No, he doesn't.
If you read scriptures, like, oh my goodness, he tells everything.
Yeah.
So what would you say? You know, I don't want to keep you up too late, but what would you say? Okay. So what would you say to someone who is, trying to be that they try to be that perfect. People project on you perfection. You got to be perfect.
Yeah.
But then other people think if I share any of my frailties, if you're a hireling, yes, you're going to lose your job. But that you're going to lose respect or something.
It's sad that people, they put on a show, is what it is.
It's exhausting to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is exhausting. And it makes Christianity a real burden to them. It's a personal burden to try to live like a Christian if you're not one.
Yes.
It's a personal burden.
Yeah.
And it's just really difficult. But I tell people, I said, God loves you just like you are. Matter of fact, if I could point at it where you can see which one it is, there's a girl down in the front of this.
Okay.
2 little kids in front of her. She's dark haired. Boy next to her is got a white shirt. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That girl right there.
Yeah.
When one day I baptized her, but before I did, she came to the altar.
Okay.
And that's, Baptists go forward. We came to the altar.
Right.
And she came down there and she said, I was back there praying, and it was cold in church. We didn't have enough heat. She said, I put my hand in the jacket pocket. It was my husband's work jacket.
Uh-huh.
And she said, I was telling the Lord, I want to give you everything I've got, God, all the way down the bottom of my pocket.
Right.
And she said, all of a sudden my fingernails got in that dirt and dust from his work.
Right.
You know how to get under your fingernails.
Right. Oh, yeah. I know.
She said, I pulled that out and I said, and look at that, God, that's all I've got. And she said, God spoke to me and said, that's what I want.
Wow.
I can handle that. I can take care of that. Right. I want the worst you are inside of you. Right. And she said, I'm here to give the worst I am to him. And that's what she did. And I baptized her that night.
Thank you for watching the Greg Lancaster Show. Don't forget to follow us, like us, and subscribe. Go to our YouTube channels, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, Parler, Spotify, iTunes. Download our app, even on Getter. Go to the Apple Store and rate us. When you rate us, more people will get the broadcast. That's how this whole logarithm thing works. And thank you for watching the Greg Lancaster Show.